Alright people, we've got another project video for you today. First I want to talk about this rubble pile. Most of the rocks were lining the fence and gates. A lot of them were spread out around the old deck. The paver stones all come from the old walkway that went around the house. And the cinder blocks I collected over the years from various applications, but ultimately it now has all wound up in a pile waiting to be repurposed. And for this project I'm going to repurpose a lot of these old paver stones and at least get them out of there. The rest of this stuff is going to have to sit for another winter. We'll start the video way back last season when I was tearing out the old deck, because I'm going to utilize some of the space here for a little grilling platform. And I decided to use these old paver stones that were lining the base of the house. So here we are at the beginning of day one. We're going to prepare the area, level the ground and compact it. I'm also going to lay down some weed barrier, and the size of the platform is going to depend on how many of the paver stones I've got. And it looks like they're going to cover a decent little area here, appropriately sized for a couple of people, maybe a couple of grills, at least a comfortable little spot for grilling and or just kicking back around a small fire pit. Welcome to day 2. Once I've used all of the square paver stones, then I create a border to kind of enclose the area, and that's where the larger paver stones will come in. I also cut pieces from the larger paver stones to fill in some of the gaps. And here we are at the end of day 2, checking out the progress, and it does look pretty decent. And beginning early day number 3, I've already laid some of the older red paver stones. We're going to use those as the enclosure, and they work well because they hold up nicely buried in the ground, so they will not be moving around, and they will separate the rock from the paver stones quite nicely. This area here ultimately is going to be full of multicolored rock. And of course, I should remind you guys, please subscribe to the channel and don't forget to set the notifications so that you can be informed the next time one of my videos comes out. And we'll continue looking at these border stones here, get a real good idea how that's going to work. We're going to use those old paver stones to go all the way around this sidewalk and work its way back to the new driveway. Yes, the new driveway. Be sure to check that video out. We can see the progress here. If you want to help me out, one of the best things you can do is leave some comments. Let me know what you think. When you're just lining the sidewalk, it's pretty easy to keep them straight. But if you need to make a straight line in the middle of the run, always use a string. And at the end of the day, checking out the progress, looks like things worked out pretty nicely. Starting to get a really good visual representation of how it's going to look. The area to the left of these border stones is going to be continued rock from the driveway, and the area to the right of these border stones is going to be the multicolored rock, which will surround the tree, go along the fence line, all the way to the front gate. And so far I'm liking it. The beginning of day 4. Got the area cleaned up nicely. And I filled in the small gaps with crushed granite. Continued the border stones along the sidewalk. Used up the rest of the red pavers. And hey, as always, I really appreciate you guys dropping by. And I hope that you can get some inspiration out of these videos. And as long as I've got a project to do, then I'm going to put out another project video. You guys go have a great day. Forward we go.